so it's past now. No one can really do anything about it. She didn't bother to write a small little obituary for him or even pay for a service. Like, it's just evil. How can you not look at that and think, as a mother, why wouldn't you want to allow people to pay their respects to your son, even if the cause, even more so that the cause of death was listed as natural causes? It just seems really, really evil that she wouldn't have made arrangements for people to pay their respects, even if she didn't want to. In June of 2013, Diane and her daughter Rachel brought 24-year-old Sarah into the emergency room, into a nearby hospital. She had been extremely ill lately, and she had been suffering with flu-like symptoms that were increasing in severity. Doctors who evaluated Sarah said that she was one of the sickest 24-year-olds they had ever treated, and at the time she was in multiple organ failure. Everything was shutting down, and strangely they couldn't figure out why. They couldn't understand what was going on with her. On the 9th of June 2013, Diane posted on her Facebook page, "Asking for prayers as my daughter Sarah is in critical condition in the ICU tonight." It seems like whenever she wants attention, she posts. That's just an observation, but that's what it seems like. Doctors didn't think that Sarah would actually recover, given how severe her symptoms were. She was on life support, and even though the doctors were still trying to rule out things, they didn't seem to be any closer to finding out what was causing Sarah's deadly illness. On the 11th of June, Springfield police received an anonymous phone call, and the caller had said that they believed Diane could be responsible for 2, maybe 3 homicides, and that her family had experienced 2 suspicious deaths in a very short space of time, and that a 3rd member was in the ICU. They had basically sent something under the radar, letting the police know that this woman's got 2 suspicious deaths, and now one of her other family members is in intensive care with the same symptoms. Initially, the police officers were skeptical. I don't know why they would be, but given the fact that Springfield was not the sort of place where things like this happen, they definitely didn't think that it would be a mother doing this to her family in Springfield. So they were a bit skeptical about looking into this. But because of the previous tip, detective did start looking into the deaths of Mark and Sean, and they started pulling their death records. They started putting the paperwork together. They reached out to the officers who had been on the scene when Mark died, and one of the officers recalled how Diane kept on stepping over her husband while they were talking. She kept on stepping over the body of her husband while they were talking. Very strange. But what is even stranger to me is that he saw that, and he didn't see that as a red flag. He said it stuck with him because of how odd it was. But yet he did not flag it. He did not think that was a red flag. Okay. Sean's report was similar: a death from natural causes,